So there's a lot of new people on here. Whether Cotton Top sent you over, or Buck and Billy Ray, or Vlogger Wade, or Skidder Kev, or Alex, West Coast Logging, or there's another one out there I forgot. I think there's 2 more out there that made videos. I can't keep up with them all. I can't keep up with my own channel right now. But a lot of questions. Let me try to explain just a couple of them. Okay, I do not own this business. That was one of the questions that I've had. And I know it's always weird watching channels because you wonder that. Whenever you watch a channel, whatever it's about, you wonder who's in charge of what's going on, really. My father-in-law owns all this. I started working for him 9 years ago, I believe. And I lose track of time real quick. That's one thing about me, is I forget time. When you've been here so long, it just all melts together. Anywho, so my father-in-law has 2 daughters. I married the oldest one. The other one lives out of state, so that explains that. He's had this company for over 30 years. He's been doing flailing. Sounds goofy. He's been doing flail chips since 1994. And I'll explain what those are really quick. Just try to, because there's so many new people on here, they might be thinking, what in the world are you doing? We're in central Michigan. So, of course, if you're from Michigan, we're like right here. And what we do is, we got all this wood out here. They bring the skidder. We got one buncher guy that cuts all of our wood. Adam's simply amazing. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Our cutter guy is second to none. I mean, but he won't let me record him, so don't ask me to record him because he won't let me. So he cuts down all the wood, and the skidder boys bring it up here, and me and Tom, I got 3 skidders running right now on this job, 3 cats, 2 535Ds and 1 cat 545C running. Once they get it to us, you see me throw that piece over. And me and Tom try to sort this stuff out. And this job, you have our firewood over here. That's a whole nother story. If you want to learn about firewood, go to the firewood video in the playlist. You got firewood over here, the long stuff. The shorter stuff, we have 8-foot hardwood there, 10-foot hardwood, and 8-foot popple sitting over there. Okay? He sorts all that out. Depending on the size, quality, he cuts different lengths. That's how we do it. And then what he does, throw that over. Then what he does is he'll throw the top back over to me. And I'll turn it into this beautiful little chip that has no bark on it, no sticks in it. That's what the machine I'm sitting in does. It takes these trees through the belly of this beast and turns everything into chips. But before it hits the chipper disc, it goes through 3 different rollers of chains. Now, it's a drum. It's got chains sticking out of it. 9-link chains. You can look all over the channel, you'll see chain videos, stuff like that. But when this wood goes through here, there's 3 rollers of chains, 3 drums. There's 2 on top and 1 on the bottom. This right here, I'll lift it up. See that coming up? That's got a whole flail drum in there spinning. But it goes up and down with the wood, so you're not, depending on the size of the wood, it rides the wood through, and it breaks off the bark just with how big that chunk is. Okay? Kind of hard to explain, but if you have a chunk of wood this big going through there, it'll lift up that far and it'll ride it through. Whereas, because it's got another feed wheel down there attached to it. And so, I can explain that into length a whole bunch, and you just get really bored. But if you look at the videos I got posted out here, it might help you out. So, that's one. There's one in the bottom down there. There's 1 lower drum. Okay. And then there's 2 upper ones. There's one back by the chipper disc that's running slower because I don't want the chains to fly off and go through the knives. So they have, that's just like a sweeper drum. It's just cleaning any garbage off that might try to make it to the knives. Because we want it clean and chipped as we can get it. Here comes Paulie. Paulie's got little glasses. And then see that right up there by the chipper disc? I lifted up another one there and that hose is going down now. There's another one. So I got 2 floating drums here. I got another feed wheel drum under my cab. And that wood's going through here, getting all cleaned off. And when it hits that chipper disc, we don't want no bark and no limbs on it. So all that stuff coming out there is all what we call bark, garbage. We don't want it in our chips. All these chips get made into cardboard. So we take it to a mill, they sample, they check all of our loads. Because if you understand chips, we're not doing whole tree or biomass chips. Therefore, we do get paid more for these chips. That's why these chippers cost way more than a whole tree chipper, because there's a whole lot more going on in there. And they test all of our loads for chip size, for bark quality, for quantity, all that stuff they check. And when it gets out of spec, I hear about it. So that's kind of our bread and butter, we'll say, is clean chips. That's what we specialize in. Like I said, Mike's been doing it solid since '94. Okay, and this is a newer flail. It's a 2012 flail, and he's got one other one running at the shop and one other one that's getting pieced back together. So we've got 2 running flails right now. And stepping back into that other one is like stepping back into time. Okay, it's the real deal. Hold on, because it's a wild ride. I made some videos and I might get a little loud in those because it's a blast. It's kind of enjoyable for the first few loads, then after that it goes right back to a whole bunch of work because it's nothing like this machine. So there's me and the guy that cuts Adam. We just try to keep everybody in line out here. I don't like to use the word we're the boss out here. I don't like to sound like that because we all pretty much know what we're doing. But we've kind of we've been here the longest out in the woods. I mean, Tom over there beside me, Grandpa Tom, he's been out in the woods longer than most humans have been alive. He's still kicking though. But as far as working here, me and Adam are the ones in the woods who've been here the longest. So Adam's been here quite a bit longer than I have. He's been bunching for a long time. So we just kind of try to keep everybody in line. And I hate to use the word boss. I'm not going to use kind of how it works. And then I just put up the shot video, and Rob right here, see him right there in that 545C? He come out and helped us skid today. He kind of keeps track of the shop down there, orders parts, get stuff lined up for service, do all that. So that's like a super quick overview of kind of what's going on out here. Because there's not a whole lot of other chipping channels, and it's kind of different, and we're doing stuff way different than everybody else, and other people with flails do stuff different than we do. That's what I enjoy. I know I say this all the time. It's what I enjoy about forestry and stuff. Everybody does it just a little bit different, and everybody's got their own things that they do that they like better than other people. And but that's just what's going on out here. All of our chips get made into cardboard, and maybe if I get some chips here in a second. Just about got this truck loaded. And so he cuts everything he can out of this. The firewood, the logs, out of this dead ash. We don't like to chip. I hate this stuff. It's so light, first of all. We get paid by a ton. So you chip a bunch of this garbage, you don't get no weight in your loads. And then it's dry and dead and burns my knives. It ruins my knives, so I gotta change them more often. So we cut everything we can and put it over there, and then put as little through this as we possibly can. Big difference in weight. But anywho, I hope I can keep everybody interested, all the new people. Don't be afraid to ask questions. I need to do a Q&A again. I'll do one of them shortly. And then you can just write your questions down and I'll try to answer them out here. So I'll do that shortly. If you want to save a lot of your questions, I'll do a Q&A next week. And we'll get some questions answered. But if you can't wait, you know, if you're one of the people that's antsy, you can go ahead and answer them. I get time, I'll answer them. So anyways, I hope I keep everybody entertained. And Paulie's watching right now. He knows I'm close to being done with this load, and he probably seen me talking, and they all giggle out there when I'm out over here talking. He's worried about me overfilling this chip van, so he was just eyeing that chip van up, making sure I was staying out of trouble. This little piece of basswood right here, or ash, I don't want those. Hey-o. Chip that basswood up. But I don't like basswood. Basswood's probably my most hated species of wood. Because the bark on the basswood is an absolute disaster. I hate it. If anybody knows anything about it, it's super stringy bark. Let me see. See this right here? I can pull that bark all the way off to the top of that tree. The problem is it doesn't break apart like a maple or a birch or a aspen or oak or anything. It gets wrapped up in my drums in there and causes me a mess, especially in the spring and summer. Anyways, I'll shut up now. Hopefully I can keep everybody entertained. And thanks so much. I can't say thank you enough to all the comments we've received and all the prayer that everybody's, you know, I mean, it's just, when I say overwhelmed, it truly is overwhelming, the support that Lacey and I have received. I just can't say thank you enough. All I want to do is get a little bit of fuel. So I go and get the tool truck. Come back here and look at it. Story of my life. All I want to do is get a little bit of fuel. It's all jacked up.